At the start of 2024, I went to Seoul in South Korea, and here's everything that I did in just 7 days. I travelled from London to Seoul with Asiana Airlines, and for a long-haul flight, it was a very positive experience, from the food to the service, and I landed in Incheon Airport, where I took the shuttle train all the way to Seoul Station. I stayed in an area called Myeongdong, and this was great if you're somebody like me that wanted to shop around in Korea and try different restaurants. Myeongdong is really well known for its independent skincare shops and its main Myeongdong street, where they have different market stalls and different street food stalls. The vibe was really fun and vibrant, and no matter what time of day it was always really lively and filled with people. Seoul has a great subway metro system, so I recommend staying near a station that is well connected, as it makes it super easy to get around, and Myeongdong is a perfect location for that. One of my favourite things to do in Seoul was visit the Seoul Tower. Whilst it is one of the more popular tourist attractions, I found that by going in the evening and during a weekday, there wasn't as much of a rush as I was expecting. I did make the mistake of walking all the way to the top, and I really don't recommend that, as it was very time consuming and quite tiring. They do have this very small fun arcade at the top, and I did try my luck to win one of the claw machines, but as you can imagine, I got nothing. In the main decking area, they had these palace-like structures and other Christmas decorations. They also had a place to buy tickets, a 7-Eleven and a gift shop. And this was the view from the tower from the main decking point. Honestly, it was so breathtaking. Then I made my way to the top 360 viewing point. I really like these cool visuals before you get to the main area, where you can grab some food and buy gifts, or even sit around and just watch the view, which is exactly what I did for a couple of hours before I took the cable car all the way down. I loved walking around the main Hanok villages, where they have these very authentic Korean style houses. One of the best things about being in Korea was getting a chance to try the authentic Korean barbecue and very hearty dishes. This particular Korean barbecue was such excellent quality, and they provided a really good service by preparing the meat for us and providing these really tasty side dishes. Although every barbecue restaurant I tried did serve various side dishes, these were my absolute fave, especially the broth style soup, because it was almost minus 10 degrees. One thing to be mindful of is that most restaurants will actually only serve Korean barbecue to 2 or more people, so it isn't as solo friendly as you'd expect. I personally like to be spontaneous and try random restaurants that do come in my pathway when I'm on holiday, and almost every single restaurant I tried was really good quality, and all of the food tasted really nice, from these dumplings to some of the seafood dishes that I tried. I tried a bunch of authentic street food places, and I really like this corn dog and this tteokbokki, which are like these saucy rice cakes. Although there was a lot of food available at the convenience stores, I only really tried a range of drinks like this super popular banana milk. I love this local bakery near me, which had a range of various breads and decadent croissants. Although unlike London, most of the baked goods in Korea were quite sweet, from even the garlic breads to some of the croissants. When you're in Seoul, you have to see at least one of the main 5 royal palaces. This was the one that I visited, as it was open quite late in the evening, unlike some of the other ones which closed quite early in the afternoon. I love the architecture and the design of these roofs, and the grounds were just super lovely to walk around in and spend some time in. This particular palace also had a museum where I saw the artwork of this famous Korean artist, and I've included their name in the video. The art was super fun and childlike and brought a really interesting perspective to everyday situations. I loved how the palace looked towards the evening as they put on these lights, and you could clearly see the finer detail and even some of the gold writing. I'm quite a short person, so you can only imagine how vast these structures actually were. This was one of the largest palaces, and unfortunately I missed the entry times, so I do recommend planning a little in advance as they all have different opening times and days. One thing that I loved was the various photo booths that are dotted all around the city. They were all pretty much self-service, and you could pick out a range of props and then select the various frames on these machines just to keep things for your own personal memories. On one of the days on my trip, I visited the really popular Gwajang market. This is a large market that sells everything from Korean food to homeware goods to even clothing. I tried this really lovely coffee shop nearby called Tom Tom's, which had this really yummy honey garlic bread before heading into the main market. There was a lot of variety of street food to try, and a lot of the locals were sitting down and enjoying the food as it was cooked fresh. This was a great spot for finding cute Korean style gifts, and I picked up random bits and bobs for friends and family here. One thing that I really loved in Seoul was the Dongdaemun Design Plaza, also known as the DDP. It was a really super cool building where they hosted a range of events and exhibitions open to the public. It was super easy to get there on the train, and there were a lot of free things to do. They had this really cool skincare exhibition where you could test your skin type on machines and also test and buy various products. But they also had some more artsy areas where you could reflect or participate in some of the more interactive stuff. I found this amazing person playing piano in the crowd, which was super beautiful, and I just hung out here and listened to them play and admired the building and the lights that began to come on as it moved towards the evening. The lights really made the structure look so cool, and I definitely recommend checking it out. The best part was actually finding a Warner Brothers exhibition. So it was celebrating 100 years for Warner Brothers, and they had these super cool structures like a Harley Quinn one and a Catwoman structure. They were just so lifelike, like look at these. By the end of the evening, the lights made the structure look super cool, so I definitely recommend spending some time here, especially as there's a lot of stuff to experience for free. However, there are some paid exhibitions like the Warner Brothers one that I did. Going to Lotte World was so much better than I was expecting. I originally thought that this was a theme park catered more towards younger children and teenagers, but there was a lot to do even for adults. I loved this roller coaster that they had outside, which was actually quite scary and in the dark, but overall really fun. I do recommend getting to Lotte World quite early, as there's quite a lot to do and the queues do fill up in the evening. For example, that roller coaster, I think I was in the queue for about an hour and a half. They have some more physical rides at the roller coaster, but also some really chilled ones like the monorail that goes all the way around and the hot air balloon style one. If you are nearby, I do recommend passing through to Lotte Tower, which is just next door and is also a huge mall, although you can see the tower from Lotte World. Overall, it was a really fun experience and just a really fun place to be in. I also visited Itaewon on one of the evenings and saw the Seoul Tower from one of the bridges nearby. I didn't spend too much time here. I did go check out the Itaewon Class pub and have this really yummy hot pot. There are also many locations dotted around the main Han River that's in Seoul, and I really recommend spending some time there. I can't remember the name of this particular station, but there was a space to buy some ramen and really enjoy the views. I did also visit the Starfield COEX Mall, given that it's so popular on social media. However, there wasn't much to do here apart from just experience this very visually appealing library and going to the mall. So I wouldn't recommend that it's so high on your list, but if you have more days and time, then I do recommend stopping by here. The only real regret that I have from my trip in Seoul is just not spending more time here. There was so much more to do in the city and to experience, and I really wish I spent more time trying some of the more popular cafes and really visiting some of the more other popular locations in Seoul that I didn't get a chance to. I personally loved how crisp and sunny the city was during the day, so I'll leave you with some of these last shots. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.